Warning! This video will have spoilers about the story. If you do not want to be spoiled, click out of this video now. Unless that is your fetish. If that's the case, please enjoy. Hey, we're back at the top again today with another top 5 video. Sort of, maybe. Well, there are a lot of mixed reviews about Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and I'm definitely having one of them. I'm on the fence, sort of. There were a lot of things about these games that were amazing, exceeding expectations, but at the same time, there were also some letdowns. In other words, the bad. And today, I shall pull back the curtain on these things. But be aware, this is an opinion-based video, which means I want to hear your opinions about the game in the comment section below. What was good and or bad about these games? Anywho, let's get into this. Let's dive into the good and the bad about Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Before we get started, yes, my voice is a little bit hoarse from streaming all weekend. I just want to make that clear. So, this is how it's going to work. We'll state 3 bad things, and then 3 good things, but in alternating fashion. So in other words, the first one is the bad thing. In the past, when we got an enhanced version of a Pokemon game, it was always one game. Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Crystal, Pokemon Emerald, and Pokemon Platinum. This time, it has 2 versions. Now, this obviously is a good business move for Nintendo, but what about the consumer? What about me? Well, personally, I don't mind it much. I mean, I had to spend extra on 2 enhanced versions, but they're enhanced versions. Better versions. What I do regret is buying Pokemon Moon, as I don't really see myself playing that specific game again unless it's a special occasion. However, there was no way to know about Ultra Sun and Moon at that time, so hindsight is 2020. But I do think other people are thinking, why 2 enhanced versions? That's so annoying. The post-game, oh my word, the post-game, it's much improved. Let me put a comparison out there. In Sun and Moon, all you had was the Battle Tree and the Looker Ultra Beast Quest. But the list in Ultra Sun and Moon goes far beyond what I can type here without the paragraph taking forever to type out. Well, okay, I can give the overview. You have Rainbow Rocket, all the Legend Ultra Beasts, Battle Agency, among many other things. The post-game is vastly better in these games compared to Sun and Moon. That's why they call them enhanced games. They are better. Far better. With the story changes in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, we got brand new characters and returning characters from the previous Generation 7 games. What with the said changes to the story meant a different path for said character's development. Lucamine is the hardest hit, as she becomes less of a villain, and instead of meeting her in Ultra Space, she is ejected out of the Ultra Megalopolis after failing to defeat Necrozma. She isn't as sinister, so her character tends to become shallower. Other characters that are affected, Lily, well, she seems more straightforward, even accepting the fact that Pokemon battling is vital to life, as you do need a way to protect yourself. Even Gladion, well, nothing much changes with his character, albeit he's the one leaving Alola instead of Lily and Lucamine. Well, what does that mean? Well, that's a story for another video. What other characters did you notice changed in this story? Let me know your experiences. Now, the story changes did have a good effect on the game as a whole. It shook up the system that Pokemon had made up for years. Beat 8 tasks, gyms or trials, while defeating the evil team's plan by defeating its leader when they are at the cusp of their own victory. They completely shifted things. I mean, yeah, you still had 8 trials in the Pokemon League, and most of them were different in some way, but the story flow felt so much different to me. The final boss, Ultra Necrozma, is a classic final boss you have to defeat to progress. The pace, the change to the system, well, overall, it's just a much better experience. Never was I more hyped for the return of Team Rocket than I was for in this game. It's been 7 years since we saw the last demise in Johto, including what happened to Giovanni in Toto Falls. I was hyped to rebattle the villains I had defeated in every region over the years, and I defeated them all again. Did I like it? Of course. Was I disappointed? Pretty much. I know it was a good post-game addition, but it really felt like it was tacked on as a selling point for people to rebuy the game. I enjoyed it, but it was pretty short. I thought it would at least take a path like all the other evil teams, but that's not what happened. It all occurred in one location. This by far is the biggest disappointment for these games, but not because it was bad, but because I overhyped it way too much. That's the last time I do that. Oh, what? I said that before? Okay, so that's the last time I do that. Well, until I forget and overhype something else. Pokemon X and Y were the first of many games that were easy. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire made things even easier. Of course, both these sets of games had the new EXP share. It wasn't until Generation 7 that we had to return to some difficulty. The Lurantis totem was tough. The champion battle was a nail-biter. But holy Ultra Sun and Moon! Many times I barely hung on. Most of the totems I nearly got wiped out. Although with Marowak, I got wiped out once. Lurantis was once again a chore. I literally threw up a prayer and had to use a Z-move so I wouldn't lose against Mimikyu. But by far the hardest obstacle from me was Ultra Necrozma. Twice it one-shot my entire team. How I beat it was I gave the 5 rare candies I had to my bulkiest Pokemon, Ferrari the Mudsdale, used 2 Roto Boosts, heal spam stalled out its Photon Geyser power points, and then O-code it with a critical hit Earthquake. However, that made the game easier as when I was at my limit, I had my Mudsdale 7+ levels over the current level I was facing. Well, until I faced Giovanni. Now I got Mewtwo. Are you kidding me? All I can ever ask for is a challenging Pokemon game, and wow, Ultra Sun and Moon delivered on that front. The result? I enjoyed Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. They might be 3rd or enhanced versions, but I can experience it all over again in Pokemon Ultra Moon, unlike with Platinum and Emerald and the previous 3rd versions, which leads me to be stuck with 2 versions of Moon. That's my issue. I don't really need both of them since the storyline up until you're about 80% through is the same. I said earlier that the story was quicker paced and slightly better in Ultra Moon, but that doesn't change that it was 80% the same. But you live and you learn. I did like these games, and I hope you did too. And there's still so many things that we have left to do on this channel with these games, that when the Pokemon Switch info starts flooding in, it will only get that much better. With that, that's the good and the bad of Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. What did you think was bad or good about these games? Let me know by leaving a comment below. If you enjoyed, don't forget to drop a like from the top and subscribe if you haven't, because without your support, we can only see the bad about these games, and we don't want that. With that, I want to thank you for watching, and I'm going to catch you back at the top later on, because that's how we do what?